Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. Yes, you're on Prevailing Issues with Ajoke, and your host is Ajoke. Let's wait and see people coming in. I've not seen anybody coming in, so I will wait a little bit until I have my people come in. Thank you for coming now. I can see people are coming in now. So, please help me to share this program. It's about domestic violence. We've talked about it before, but I just want us to elaborate on it and on the issue of late Bimbo, the lady that burnt herself in the house in Lekki. We will need to talk about her. This is going to be in series because the case is turning to something else. Please help me to share this program, and I will share it myself too. I gotta share it. I gotta share it. Please, 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 please. Domestic violence is real. Mental health is real. And when anybody is going through any mental health issue, we need to seek help. We need to seek help. So, this is a case of domestic violence that led to mental health issue. So everyone, let me share it, then we start. Hope we are all fine. Yes, it's going to be a short one, at least like 30 minutes, and I'll come back tomorrow to continue. How are you, everybody? Hope we're all fine. Please help me to share the program. It's about domestic violence. It's about mental health. It's about depression. It's about generally family, marriage, relationship. How do you spot it? Yes. Hold on. Yes, we'll be talking about Bimbo, the lady that set herself ablaze in Lekki. This is a lady that has 5 children. She was 32 years old, young, promising lady that was married, as a young girl. She started having a family at the age of 17. This is a story that's all over internet at the moment. IK, they call him IVD, has been arrested by the police. So he's in police custody at the moment now. What happened? According to the brother, because when we came out to talk about domestic violence the other time, we said, well, she was in the relationship and things weren't going well and they had a problem and all that. And all we heard was that she killed herself. What really happened, how she set the house ablaze, we didn't know about it. Now the brother has come out to let us know. Initially, it was Daddy Freeze that had a show where he invited what's her name? Blessing, CEO Blessing. Blessing CEO, she calls herself marriage therapist. We know her, anyways. The one that just went to do Yansh. Blessing therapy and Blessing CEO came on. So she was like saying it out there that Bimbo killed herself. That she had the opportunity to leave the house. She had the opportunity to leave the relationship, but she kept being there for reason best known to her. She blamed Bimbo on that her death. Now going forward, we saw that Bimbo's husband, this is somebody that just lost her life. Are you sure she do? Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, so this is somebody that's just lost her life. And her husband came on Instagram to release videos. There was no remorse from the man. Normally, when you lose your woman or you lose your man, whichever way, even when you know that you were the cause or you were not even the cause or whatever it was that might have, occurred, naturally, the human in you, the fact that this was your partner, your lover, at least there was a time that you guys were in love. We saw IK coming online to post videos of where, Bimbo was abusing him too and calling him names. Going forward, now Bimbo's brother came to that first show. I'm not going to be showing it. I'm sure people have watched it. So there's no point going about it. I'm just going to go straight to what is going on at the moment. Now, going to that is first show, the brother came online, our junior brother, 10 years younger than her, and told us all about the case. He made us understand that Bimbo got married to this guy at a very tender age. The Bimbo left her studies because of this guy. They were young lovers. They were deeply, deeply in love. Bimbo's family happens to be the educated side type of family, while IK had no, formal education. I don't think you understand the kind of family it came from. So the families were quite far apart. Now, welcome everybody. Please, let's share. Let's endeavor to share, because it's about mental health. It's about drugs. It's about mental health. It's about relationship. It's about everything you want to talk about. It's about domestic violence. Shubomi Gold, you're welcome. Now, he came and broke the table totally and told us everything about the relationship. Believe me, for the fact that this guy, the younger brother, came on board, he said things, unbiased. He was practically unbiased about the whole situation. He talked about his own sister's faults in this relationship. He was not hiding anything. He was not apportioning blame on any one of them. He was plain. He brought us to the fact that Mary Anderson, I'm sorry. It's just, I came back from work late and all that. So he brought us to the case. He gave us an insight into how they started the relationship. Bimbo was in school. She dropped out of school to cater for for IVD now, whatever they call him. So she left her studies and followed a man. Just like most of us while we were growing up, if not for God's sake, if not for everything that our parents could do, some of us will not go to school. When you taste that thing at that time, now so the thing they sweet you that you will forget education. Do you understand? I'm fine, Omoba. So this was part of what the brother said happened to Bimbo. She left her school, she left her studies and followed IK. Now, the brother said all the money they were giving her, do you understand, for her education, she was using it to sponsor IK. So if they give her money for her school fee, she will go and give to IK. She dropped out of school and got pregnant at the age of 17. Going forward, they started having babies. But before then, IK had nothing. Do you understand? But they started together, built a relationship together, built the home together. But the brother said after one second child and they started having little money, because I'm not going to go too deep into it. They went to South Africa. The guys started doing deals, that kind of deals that they do. So he started making money. When he started making that money, that was when his behaviors changed towards his wife. This time around, they have pomojo. They have so many children. At least, before she died, they had 5. Now, the brother said the relationship became toxic because while they were in South Africa, this guy, IK, dated a South African girl and he had a baby with the girl. And since that time, his relationship with his wife broke. he started maltreating her. They started having fights, serious physical fights, that they will injure themselves one way or the other. At the end of the day, they relocated to Nigeria. They bought a house. They made money out of the business they did in South Africa. Remember, I said they were according to the brother, or according to the stories we have been reading, allegedly into that business. You know that business. So they made money. Let me drink water. They made money. They bought a house in Lagos. They moved back to Nigeria. They stayed there in Lagos. But since they moved in, brother said it has been one problem or the other. It became so toxic that every time they fight, the wife will move out, she will move back, she will move out, she will move back. You know, we talked about domestic violence the other time. And I said it is very difficult at times to walk out of domestic violence. People have said it, put so much blame on the family, that the mother knew she was going through domestic violence. Or Debbie, you welcome ma, that she was going through domestic violence. Why were they not helping her out? They blamed all the family members. We spoke about it here. And I said, when it is about domestic violence, unless that person is actually convinced that it is time for me to leave, it's very, very difficult to get somebody out of domestic violence, whether emotional, physical, or whatever that violence that person is going through. It is highly impossible to take somebody out of it. It takes conviction from that person to move out of a violent relationship. So, they said they tried a lot, because you know when people start apportioning blames when things happen. Now, they said they tried their best. She will move out, she will go back. She will move out. There was even a time she moved to Abuja with her children, and this guy still came back, still called her that, you know, it was poisoned, and she had to leave Abuja to go back. This has always been the pattern. Now, this is a girl that gave all her life to this guy. I do say it to ladies. Please, we have our own lives. Do not depend on any man for anything. Do not allow a man to tell you not to walk. You can sacrifice for a man, of course. We all build together. You want to start a family, you can build together. But try and build yourself as an individual too. In as much as you're building that marriage, you're building your man, you're building the children. Build yourself as an individual. Because at the end of the day, that will help you out in case of this. I've seen so many ladies, graduates with master's degree, that the husband will tell them, look, don't do anything, stay at home. And they will stay. Not even doing a business. We have seen it severally, where a man dies and the wife is being chased out by the family members. Or because of the fact that the man was the breadwinner of the family, he told you not to work, he had everything working out for you, but you were not doing business, and when that man dies, everything goes for you, even if the family do not chase you from their home. But because you're solely dependent on that man, now the man is gone, where do you go from? Because your life depends so much on that man. There are some women that cannot even think on their own. They have to call daddy to think for them. They have given their thinking faculty to their partners. So, going back to Bimbo. Bimbo was part of that kind of ladies that built the relationship according to her brother. She started with nothing with him. They got a house in Lekki. You can imagine how that it is. That what it is. It means to have a house in Lekki. It's not a house of 30,000, a bit 500,000, 500,000, I mean 5 million land. Now, they moved there, they've been together, but this is a girl that has no education, had no job that she could call her own, had nothing on her own name. All she had were those 5 lovely children and a husband. A husband that was never there for her, according to the brother. The husband that was always sleeping out with other women, according to the brother. The husband that was not even part of the children's lives, according to the brother. To the extent that the brother said, Bimbo complained severally that everything is on her, even the children's homework. And the brother said he asked her one day that, look, what do you expect? This is an illiterate. So how do you want him to help you with your children's homework? So that is the kind of life she lived all her life. All her life, she lived for the man. She lived for the home. She lived for her children. So they were always having this problem. Now the brother said, it got to a point, even before this last incident, this guy threw the wife and his 5 children out of the house. They had a fight and he threw them out of the house. The brother said he has a video coverage of that. And that he was even telling the children that I don't want you because your mother has trained you like herself. And definitely you are going to be as useless as she is. These were the things that he was saying. He was saying to his children. 5 children, a boy and 4 girls. Now, I was watching somebody's program and the person was saying they are trying to castigate this man now, and if this man goes to jail, what happens to the children? Excuse me. These were children that were brought up in a toxic relationship where this man was the perpetrator of this. These children are victims already. Forget about him being the killer or being the cause of the mother's death. They have witnessed anger in this man. They have witnessed hatred in this marriage. Because the brother said something, that there was a time they had a fight and he went in there. And he called his own sister and said, look, you so much hate this man in front of her husband. Not that they were separated, when he was telling her that you so much hate this man. Why don't you walk out of this relationship? And she said, it's difficult for me to walk out because I made him. Do you know how many women are stuck in a marriage because of that fact of I made him? I contributed to this family. I've invested all my life, all my energy in this relationship. And we keep staying in there, not minding anything that it will cost us. Now, this was exactly what she told her brother. That look, I've invested so much in this relationship. I have no education. I have nowhere to go with my 5 children. How do you want me to leave this house that we had the sweat? We suffered to build this house together. Name, you know how I met this guy now? You know, and that is the way we women think. When you look back and say that, look, where do I go now? How do I start? With 5 children? So I will leave this man with the house we built together and another woman will come in and take over my property to Fiakwa. I would rather die here. That was exactly the same feelings she had as at that time. Let me drink water. Buy us stars. When you come in here, buy us stars. Please, we'll use this stars proceed to help the vulnerable ones in the society. Thank you, Shubomi Gold. Please, everybody, you are here. Please help me to share. We can learn one thing or the other in this. Yes. Now, my dear people, that was exactly what she was going through. And this, our brother said, that very day that this thing happened, he had left home to sleep somewhere with another lady. They said the lady is an Instagram person. All these babes on Instagram, they know they'll send anybody, and so they go snatch them. They know they care again. But as at this time around, he was becoming broke. They said it was what? It was becoming broke. He wasn't paying the children's school fees. And that was what caused this particular fight. That, she got mad at him that, look, you're going to the club. You go to club every night. You hang out with boys and you hang out with your girls. You don't sleep at home. But you're saying there's no money for you to pay for the children's school fees. Remember, if Bimbo was working, probably she would have looked aside, or if she was doing a business, she would have looked aside, picked money from her own pocket and paid the children's school fees. But this is somebody that had no job. This is somebody that had no business of her own. She solely depended on her husband. Now going forward, the guy went out, and because of the fact that she was now tired, sick, ready to move. She was now what? Ready to move. But she wasn't going to move without taking something out of it. She wasn't going to move and leave High K with everything she had worked for. So she decided to take the papers, the documents of the property, which belongs to the two of them, according to her, because she worked with him. Remember, we had the story of her giving her life for rituals for him. Allegedly knew that they went to one place in Badagry where she carried sacrifice for him to make money. That every time she carries that sacrifice, she becomes sick, mentally sick, that she will walk to the market without shoes on and all that. Do you understand? And when she recovers, that's the stories we are hearing. When she recovers, the guy's money will go up. So anytime she exhibits a madness, goes to the market, and when she's recovered, the money increases. According to you. Now, this IK has been linked to two things: rituals and egbogioloro. Now, going forward, so that day she decided she was done. She was going to go, but she was not going to go without taking something out of it. So she called in a welder to break the, what do you call it? The paktako, the safe, where IK kept the documents, the house documents. They got there. Successfully, the guy had opened it. That's the welder. Opened it, had taken the papers out. Now, we don't know who entered IK. He drove straight into the estate, came home and saw it, and he was mad. They started dragging it, and he got hold of the papers, that's the documents, and he took it. Now, this is a lady that has decided that, look, this is over. Remember, as at that time, her mental health has really diminished. It has really, really gone down. Because of the fact that this guy was able to overpower her and get the documents of the house from her, she got kerosene and poured all over the house, according to the brother. Poured it all over the house and said, instead of me to leave this house for you, I will rather burn it. And then we know we have nothing together. That I will make you back to 01. How I met you, you will go back there. Can I drink water? Like so many of us, I do say it, when you think of the sacrifice you've made, you say, rather, I would not live. Or if I'm living with everything I've worked for with you. So she decided, no, I'm not going to go. Now you have the papers of the house. Fine, you can have the papers of the house, but I'm going to burn down this house. And I'll make you penniless, just like I met you. She poured the kerosene into the house and set the house on fire. But unfortunately, the fire got to her. You understand? And remember Mama Jazz, that's the senior sister, cried out that IK pushed her sister into the fire. Yes, it's not impossible because according to what they said, she was trying to, hold him that we are going together, or trying to say, she didn't know this was going to happen to her. So the guy apparently pushed her away. Please, I'm not going to die with you. Don't come and burn me. And left her burning, unfortunately. Now, we have seen the sister coming out. We've seen everybody, sympathizing with the family, especially the fact that Bimbo has a mother alive. Now, and 5 lovely children. As we are all talking about this, I would say I've seen an insensitive human being coming out in person of CEO Blessing. I'm sorry if this comes as ash, but for me, I feel she's very, very insensitive at this point in time. She's an acclaimed relationship therapist. And I believe she might, of course, have some facts about this relationship. How toxic it was. Because, of course, she has said it, that Bimbo had the opportunity to go, but she stayed. Now, this CEO Blessing is out on Instagram making it look like, look, Bimbo killed herself, period. Heike is not going down with her. A lot of people have attacked her, but she's unrepentant. And I feel as a woman, forget about the fact that you are a therapist. We all have our professions. Of course, they will always tell us when it comes to your profession, you have your values, your personal values. Keep it away from your profession. I understand that. But this one is just a social media profession. That I will say. If IK has employed you as his therapist now that the wife is gone, were you there when they were together? When they needed that therapist to be there with them? Now, CEO Blessing came out and was saying all sorts of things. 2 or 3 of our Nollywood stars have come to her. Anissa Joseph went straight to her and said on her comments section that, stop saying all sorts of things. You're releasing too much. And she came out to abuse them. That, come on, leave me alone. What are you talking about? She brought out some information for us to know that Bimbo, she's now dragging Bimbo's family. She's dragging Bimbo's family, saying Mama Jazz is owing Bimbo about 30 million or some millions. That Bimbo's family were only concerned and they want, all they want is IK's property. Okay? She has released some, let's hear together. She has gone to interview some people. A friend of Bimbo, she calls that person. Please, let's listen together. If I have my own family now, I will gather Bobby and our 5 children. I will be feeding them. That's Bimbo's friend speaking. I will give you the main number. I said, I don't know what is wrong with the both of them. I was just saying this is wrong. I was okay, let me stay my own. She'll be telling the husband, if he don't come here, I'll be killing myself. If he's my only sister, if he's my only friend. So the friend is now telling CEO Blessing that she was the only one close to late Bimbo. That Bimbo, of course, they all know that they had a very rough relationship, but every time they had a problem, she, her friend, this friend talking, was the only one that could, salvage the situation every time. Their security, they know, they say, our sister don't come, at least this one, I they can't carry and come out. So she has always been suicidal. Yes, since she was little. Okay. Hey, when I come out, Akuberu will come out for me. So she's CEO Blessing is trying to let her friend speak out to say that Bimbo has always been suicidal right from when she was young, trying to give us the impression that it is not this relationship or this marriage that caused her death. We share the same fence. We went to the same Nigerian Navy, the same St. Mary's College. We went to French Village together. We went to Cotonou. Me, I went to Unilag and one other school in the East. Bimbo said she doesn't want to go to university. She was fighting. She was very rebellious. They didn't help her all those times. So she dated Mutari. Mutari is their next way, but please, they should go to Akko. So this is a friend, that just lost her friend. She's saying that the family did not help her as at that time when she was young and she was rebellious. She didn't want to go to school. Remember, I told you that she left school because of the relationship she was having with this guy. She was madly in love. But her friend is now trying to say that she has always been stubborn. This is a friend that said she was the only closest friend to her. She was her confidant. The Mutari family. Okay. Go out of this family. They stay next to Bimbo house. Bimbo enters their tank to drown herself because the family told Bimbo to stay away from their son. That they don't want this kind of. So she's trying to tell us that Bimbo has always been like that. Okay, that she had a relationship before this guy. Remember, I told you that this is a girl that had her first child at 17 years old. And she has been dating this guy since she was 15. Yeah? Now, our friend is making us to understand with Blessing CEO that there was a guy, their neighbor, that she dated, that Bimbo dated. And because the family said they don't want her with their son, that she went into their tank to drown herself. So, giving us the impression that she has always been suicidal. Love. By fire, by force. Obsession. People, she's obsessed with me. How? When I start talking, people will dare me with them. People don't allow any friend come near me. All my friends, they've all ran away. They'll say, I don't want your friend, Wahala. If she sees that somebody's coming close to me, like, she knows they agree. She must do something to scatter that. So, this is a friend that had just lost her friend. Speaking to the alleged, appointed therapist, spokesperson of the perpetrator, that is IK, saying that her friend was too obsessed with her, that she wasn't even allowing her to have any other friends. She was I have friends from our secondary school. They will come out when this matter. When I'm coming out to clear my name, they will come out. Bimbo is obsessed with me. Like, she does not want anybody. If you go to her page on TikTok, my videos are full everywhere. Even on IG, I don't have followers because of people. People started following me because of how she's always putting me there. This is my friend. She has been holding me down since I was little. She has been holding me down. Even when I was little, my mom still would pursue her. Leave my daughter alone, no. Leave my daughter, oh. Leave my daughter.
my backyard kitchen, she will sit down, she will be waiting for me to wake up so that she'll be.
So you want to ask the reason for this interview. Is it to buttress the fact that Bimbo has always had a mental health issue right from when she was little? Or what was this friend trying to bring out with CEO Blessing?
She doesn't want my mom to see her. My mom got tired at one point. She just left us. Like, as in, oh God. Oh my God is trolling me. Like, what did I do now? Oh my God, she's a grandma. She's not my mate. I'm a baby. Because they knows me. She knows me. She knew when I grew up. They know that Iti family is one of the most quiet, calm people in that street. Go and ask. Don't worry. My father is one of the richest men in that street. When my father died, this big mommy frustrated my mother, a widow. She'll be telling people that my mom killed her husband.
So apparently, she has said something out now. Some friends. Bimbo trusted this friend of ours. Okay? Right from when they were young. Childhood friend. Neighborhood friend. You understand? But you could hear what she said. That her father was the richest in that their estate or wherever they lived. And when her father died, Bimbo's mom labeled her mom, that's the friend's mom, that she was the one that killed her father. So obviously, this is a lady that has had a bottled up anger against Bimbo's mom. Because if your friend's mom had called your mom a witch, definitely you will have a reservation for that mother. So obviously, she's been friend to Bimbo, but I will tell you this is a friend, an enemy in disguise. I'm sorry to say.
My mom was her best friend, though. She hated my mother. Nothing. My mom did not do it. She was the one. She stayed at the hospital with my father when my father was dying. It was Bimbo mom that my everybody, all my I'm from Anambra, all my daddy's relations, they don't Bimbo's mom as my mommy's friend. She was the one that they told, Chico Wayne is dead. Please go and stay with your friend. She knew before anybody that my father has died. She still frustrated my mother.
You can imagine. So our own mother with Bimbo's mother were friends, close friends, living in the same estate. And it was Bimbo's mom that stood with her mom when her dad died. And she said, according to her, it was Bimbo's mom that frustrated her own mother, as at that time, when they were young, when the father died. And she still became the best friend of Bimbo. Are we connecting the dots?
She will tell people, hey, don't be you kill your husband. Any little thing. She will still come and apologize later. She will still drop, what these people did to us in that street. People will be looking at them, these people, you passion. Go and investigate about them. Number 35 Akoberu Street, Okokomaiko. Nobody who doesn't know them. When I come out, I will be tagging Bale of Keberi, Bale of Sabo, Bale of Okoko. Their case is in their hands. All the Bales not there, they have done cases. Fire. No family where they know they fight. Always knocking head, always jamming head. I'm not supposed to say all these things. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say all these things.
You have said a lot, my sweetheart. I don't know your name, but you said you are not supposed to say a lot. You understand? This is a friend that has just died. This girl has not been buried. This Bimbo has not been buried. And you have gone online. Bestie has gone online to CEO Blessing that is dragging your late friend, yeah, to grant an interview to damage the family more, to say that this is a toxic family right from childhood, exonerating the husband.
No, can I tell you something, Ify, can I tell you something?
Okay.
This thing you are saying, you are not the first person saying it. I've gotten it from 12 different people. Do you understand? This is not the first. I've gotten it from 12 different people. I just want to confirm. Do you understand? Because you are closer. So there's nothing you're saying or you have said that is a lie. That does not tally what a lot of people have been saying. Bobby was already ranting. Bimbo was ranting. She was just talking, shouting that she has been posting critique, whatever, blah, 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 online. On her WhatsApp. She has been posting. I said, yeah, somebody screenshotted something to me and sent me when I was in my lecture room then. But I just looked at it and overlooked it because I was concentrating. You understand? So I didn't even know it was going to get to this. I was like, when I'm done and all that, I finished by 4:30 that day. And I think she burnt herself around maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. I was still driving home. I was in the traffic, before okay, fine. The girl she now said, they were in her house. Okay, she was writing a lot of stuff on her WhatsApp. She was posting several stuff. She was like, Mommy, come and carry me, my dead body and my 2 children dead body. I'm going to burn myself, this, that, whatever. And I said she has been saying, she has never...
So this is a friend still talking to Blessing that Bimbo, that she was in class, she was doing something, a master's degree or something in the uni, but she was in class that day, that she sees Bimbo every day before her death. But that very day, she didn't go there. You understand? But that a friend told her that Bimbo was already sending things on WhatsApp, saying that she sent to her mom that, please come and pick me, or come and carry me and my children, or I'm going to burn myself down. So she had preempted that. That was a pre-planned thing to burn herself, according to her friend here.
Told me so many times that if I will kill somebody and I will go and report myself, if I will kill myself, I'll be slapped. Shut up, baby. If you make this statement again, I will stop talking to you. If I tell her that, she will adjust. She will say, no, sorry. Please don't leave me. You know, you're the only friend I have. I don't have anybody. I don't have family. I don't have this. I don't have that. Okay. The girl said when they were in the house, she was ranting, walking up and down. They were telling her, calm down, just sit down, don't worry. She was now posting on her WhatsApp, I will break the safe. Anything I see on the safe, blah, 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 blah. I think somebody now, maybe the Joshua guy, because why are you there in that house when you are her family? Yes. I don't know if it's with IVD, the husband. I don't know if you are with your relation, the Bimbo. You will not be calling the husband, come on. She said she won't break safe. Come on. They said IVD now rushed home or something. I don't know if it was the Joshua or I don't know. But according to
Joshua is Bimbo's relative that lives with them. So she's saying that we don't know who informed her husband that, Bimbo was breaking the safe. I told you she was trying to break the safe to take the document. So how her husband got to know about it and he came home, we don't know. But she's saying that she's suspecting that it was the guy.
Friend. Okay. And the both of them were in Bimbo's house together. That was what happened. Then the IVD came. When IVD came inside the house. Then the both of them started arguing. And I said, please, at that point, when they were arguing, why as a friend that came to help? Because she said she was posting that you people now asked her or told her, can we come? She now said, yes, come. That was how they were able to come to Bimbo's house. Because I asked Joshua, who are these girls? Do you know her? They said no. Even when I got to the hospital that day, I asked the mom, Mommy, do you know this girl called Anne or not? So the mom said they've never seen her in their life before, that they don't know her. That she even wanted to carry one of the car, that the car that brought them, but she wanted to drive the car home the way, that she was the one that halted the girl. If I'm lying, let me not see the dawn of, like, I was shocked because the local girl later called me and said the family member said, I have audios of this Lotus girl, this Lotus bomb on IG. She called me and said, why am I stressing myself? The family said they don't know me. But they don't know me that I'm a bad egg, that I'm the one that pushed Bobby astray. A mother of 3 children, a balaba like me. They push a mother of 5 astray. How? How can you make such utterances on social media? People were tagging me, calling me, say, if you will know they do IG. They don't bring you out. I was still maintaining my peace.
So she said it was the family that is dragging her, and that is why she's trying to drag Bimbo's family too, which I don't know.
So what now happened when the husband go home? So when she was not arguing with them, they said she not carried her. What are you people doing there? God. I'm so sorry. What were you people doing there watching her? She said because they said Joshua said she has always done that sometimes she will pass clothes out, she will pour petrol on it, she will say, I will burn this house, I will burn everybody, I will burn this house. So that's not the first time she was threatening to burn down the house. It's not the first time. She even told me.
So this is a friend that is confirming to the whole world. And this is the kind of witness that they're going to use in court, unfortunately, for the dead babe. Yeah? That this is not the first time she has been saying that she was going to kill herself, she was going to burn out the house, she was going to do this. This is her best friend. Are you getting me? So they're not going to take her words for joke. They will say she must have been telling her for real.
Told me. The maid told me a lot. Esther, I have a contact. I even beg that Esther, please go to. I will send you. Go to that children. Those children know you. Please go and help me and stay with them. You are the only one. Esther said I cannot go and see. I cannot go if I tell you what these people have done to me. Hey, that she cannot. I said please because of Bimbo, just go for that children. She said she's not going. Okay. This Esther live with them for years. Okay. Then she poured petrol. They say when she poured that petrol on herself, she didn't let herself immediately. She was still talking. Plenty of you people are fitting. That is my pain. That is my pain. So those girls were there when she poured the petrol on herself? They were in the house now. They were in the house because they were the same people that still run back to the hospital. Okay. On that petrol thing. So they said maybe it's still normal. But maybe because IVD wasn't, maybe I think they said he just kept quiet. It was like, you cannot carry my property, you cannot take my documents, you cannot take my sale. I think it's about the school fees, the kids' school fees. He has not paid his fees. Or
I
something.
said it the other time.
How all these issues is. They always have issues, the both of them. What I did you, get your own, the people get your own. I don't even know whether it's normal, whether something is. I don't know what is behind this. These people love each other. Because if they don't love each other, her family is always settling them back. And I don't know why they're settling them. Because I'll be telling her, they come out, oh. They come out, oh. Because I know she has always been suicidal. Please, I don't want you to die.
Like I said, it's always very difficult to leave a domestic violence environment. Nobody can tell you to leave. I'm using this opportunity to tell you ladies out there, or men, if you're going through domestic abuse, please seek help. Do not do it alone. It's a very difficult situation. A lot of things we do consider where we want to live. For instance, this is a lady that was considering how she has wasted all her life with a man. She was considering all the efforts she has made in that relationship. She was considering her children. Because the brother said there was a time she was always saying, I'm staying because of my children. Where will I go? I just have to stay because of my children. I do say that. So many women are entangled in a man's home, in a toxic relationship because of children. Forgetting the fact that you're damaging those children. They see you day in, day out, going through abuse. They are learning from their abuser. They are learning from you being the weak one. Okay? They are learning your anger. They are assimilating the anger in them. You're destroying those children. The trauma will forever live in them. You think you're saving them by staying in that marriage, but you've destroyed them more than anything. It's better to walk out of a toxic relationship than being carried out in a body bag. Please, seek help. Get out of this killing toxic relationship. Walk out with your legs, your children, your integrity, your brain, your whole body, than being carried out in a body bag. Please, it's just a little advice from me to you. You have loads to gain in life than losing your life. Think about your children. Those children you're thinking about, think about them that when you're gone. Look at Bimbo now. Who is going to look after those children? Like I said, is it the abuser? Because that man is their own abuser. What? Think about it. Who will take care of my children? Why don't I take these children out and let me use my body? Let me take him fear. If you're thinking of those children, think of them in that positive way. Think of them that when you are there, you are damaging them more. Think about them. Think about life that you can do. Good things of life that you yourself can do. Look at the positive side of life. It's not only marriage. If it is not working, it is not working. If he's an abuser or she's an abuser, they will continue to be an abuser. Walk out intact than being carried out butchered.
Last week, I was sending you a WhatsApp. I'm telling her, baby, I don't want to lose you. Baby, I don't want you to die. Please. Please come out. Come out. Stop it. I will send you chance. You tell me if I come out, for how long do you want to keep accommodating me? For how long do you want to keep me in your house? For how long? Okay, I'm so sorry. So, did she leave herself immediately? Then that day, when I think she was finished, she had not burnt herself immediately. She was still ranting. Maybe she went to take a bath, or she was with a light or something. Then she lit, like it was not intentional. Okay. You understand when somebody has always threatened death. Okay. I believe it wasn't intentional and all that. Because when she lit herself, the girl told me, that local friend said she started screaming. Calling her husband, I don't want to die, help me, save me, help me. That it was that same husband that carried her to the pool, that the husband's hands were burning with fire. The husband carried her to the pool while she was burning with fire. Yes, even the video she posted on Instagram shows when the same husband was the one that was bringing her out. It was just the both of them that were there, and people were in that house. They were there, I found the audio or whatever they posted on Instagram. You hear somebody saying, hope you don't finally burn herself, please don't burn herself, please don't burn herself.
Yes, somebody can say she has finally burnt herself. Of course they know. But this is a friend, a best friend, is saying, testifying to the fact that her husband helped her. Are we getting somewhere? She's already telling us that her husband helped her, while the sister said, he pushed her back into the fire because he didn't want to burn with her, which is understandable.
I saw the video. So it was those girls that were in her house that were making videos while her husband was struggling to save her. I'm so sorry. So when she lifted herself, my darling, her husband carried her with the fire to the swimming pool. That was what they said. The girl that was holding Bimbo's phone, that was what she told you. Okay. That he was the one that rushed. The girl that told me this was even angry that Bimbo is wicked, but she didn't even think of the stranger that came to her house. What if she had born that she has a son? That she didn't even think about them. That she was just complaining. I said, please just calm down. It's prayer. Let's put her in prayer. Let her come out. So he took her to the swimming pool? Yes, he took her to the pool. She told me that the girl told me that the husband's hands burned. But me, I don't know. I've not seen the husband. I've not even spoken to him. Okay. And all that. So, do you understand me? Okay, so it was when they put her in the pool that the fire went off. Yes, exactly. That was when the fire went off. They said the guy was there. What was his name? The Joshua guy was standing there. That everybody was stunned, like we're looking like, and it came as a shock. It was only the husband that still carried her and tried to save her. It was only the husband that held down the fire. The guy's house burned, according to what the girl said. Okay. Rushed to the swimming pool. He rushed out to the swimming pool. From the video they posted on Instagram, you see that the guy was the one that was still bringing her out. So only the two of them that were there. And people were in that house. Plenty.
Like I said, this friend is trying to exonerate the husband. As far as I am concerned, do you understand? She has been contacted by Blessing CEO because Blessing CEO is obviously holding brief for this IK. Now, she's sounding as if she's sympathizing, but she has said a lot that shows that, of course, things were not as rosy as she's painting it to be to us between the families. Do you understand? Now, this is same Bimbo, same Blessing, went on Instagram and said, Bimbo's family were only concerned, or are only concerned, let me use present anyway, are only concerned about the property, that they want to take IK's property, and that's why they want to send him to jail. I want us to listen to Blessing. We're always saying women supporting women. When it comes to domestic violence, I will not support women if I know it is the woman that is at fault. Because anybody can be abused. Like I said, it's difficult for men to come out when they are being abused because of the stigma. But it's easier for women to be sympathized with when they cry out. But don't forget, a lot of women too do not come out because of like so many things that I've said. Or even, how can I even say it in church? Would they even listen to me? Do you understand? So, for this lady called Blessing, yeah, even if you have to hold brief for this man, for Christ's sake, why can't you let them bury this girl first? Why so much bitterness that you have exhibited today on social media that I've seen? Wow. Okay, you listen to it first and then you'll know where I'm coming from.
A lot of you come to my DM and say, Blessing, please, can you just use your voice and save me? It has reached another person's turn now. Just because you are friends with them, Blessing, mind your business. Do you know how many celebrities that beg me when they have controversy for me to just put a word for them? Do you know how many celebrities I have saved when they have controversy? Many of you are... This same man is a man that most of you celebrities, you go to club and you drink with. In the pop Hennessy for all of you now. This same IVD. Suddenly he has a problem. All of you.
So because of the fact that
people need to be careful about,
because of the fact that he buys NSC for them when they go to club, so they should stand by him when they obviously know that the death of his wife is from him, or suspected domestic violence going on in the relationship for a long time. So Blessing, you're saying because of the fact that some of them dated him, some of them were his friends, you understand, they should stand by him.
With them, Blessing, mind your business. Do you know how many celebrities that beg me when they have controversy for me to just put a word for them? Do you know how many celebrities I have saved when they have controversy? Many of you are... This same man is a man that most of you celebrities, you go to club and you drink with. In the pop Hennessy for all of you now. This same IVD. Suddenly he has a problem. All of you are shouting, mind your business, mind your business. You people need to be careful about people that you call friends. I'm so shocked when people were calling me and telling me, Bless, are you related to IVD? And to those people who are calling me and telling me, Bless, mind my business, especially the celebrities, I want to warn you. If you are close to me and you're a celebrity, and you send me a DM or call me again, I will insult you. Because whenever you have problem, most of you come to my DM to side you. Whenever you have issues...
So you can see what I'm talking about. Now, go on.
Stand by you. Whenever you are in problem, it is not your friends that stand by you. It is people who God will send to stand by you. It's except you've not been in problem before. And I pray that a lot of you that are running your mouth, you will have problem and the world stone at you. A lot of you have not been in the other side. Where you not do anything, all you just need to make person hear you. All my life, strangers have come through for me. The people who took me to where I am today are not my friends or my family. They were strangers that did not know me from Adams. If it's a woman that is going through domestic, and people would have been hyping Blessing. Hey, Blessing, see you right on. Because he's not a woman, because he's a man. Suddenly, Blessing, see you is his side chick. But if it was a woman right now, you people would be applauding me. You people are so tell me that I should consider. You are supposed to consider the living more than the dead. How do you respect the dead more than the living? God forbid that I respect. I don't respect the dead. I respect people who are breathing. Our prayer should be the fact that anytime you are in need, God will raise somebody that does not know you to stand by you. Whenever you are in problem, it is not your friends that stand by you. It is people who God will send to stand by you. It's except you've not been in problem before. And I pray that a lot of you that are running your mouth, you will have a problem and the world will stone at you. A lot of you have not been in the other side. Where you not do anything, all you just need to make person hear you. All my life, strangers have come through for me. The people who took me to where I am today are not my friends or my family. They were strangers that did not know me from Adams. If it's a woman that is going through domestic, and people would have been hyping Blessing. Hey, Blessing, see you right on. Because he's not a woman, because he's a man. Suddenly, Blessing, see you is his side chick. But if it was a woman right now, you people would be applauding me. You people are so tell me that I should consider. You are supposed to consider the living more than the dead. How do you respect the dead more than the living? God forbid that I respect. I don't respect the dead. I respect people who are breathing. Our prayer should be the fact stand by you. When you only respect IVD when you people are, it just shows you how this world is. They only respect you when I respect people who can talk, not people who are. Oh, you only respect IVD when it's you people are, it just shows you how this world is. They only respect you when I respect people who can talk, not people who are. Oh, you only respect IVD when.
So, we can hear Blessing saying this thing. My dear, Blessing said boldly that I do not respect the dead. I respect the one alive. She's saying, because people are saying, why don't you respect this lady that's just died? Why don't you let the family mourn in peace? And she came out to say that these celebrities that are not standing by IV now, are those that he has been buying drinks for. So why can't they stand for him now? This woman was married. I can't imagine it. Honestly, this is unbelievable. Now, Bimbo, may your soul rest in peace. Look at Bimbo confiding in somebody.
And when I mentioned it to the girl told me that they did the same thing to her. So, okay. You understand? So it cannot be coincidence that the four people that I know, we all grew up together, the same thing is happening to us. It's not a coincidence. Something is not right. Something is not right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to change my password to my Instagram. And then when I get it from tomorrow, I'm going to use another iCloud. I'll create another email with another number. I'll buy a number and create another email and open another iCloud. Do you understand? Yeah. So that you won't be able to have access to any of it, because I know right now his eyes are on his Esther's phone. Okay. Do you understand? Yeah. Because I'm going to hand Esther's phone over to her right now, and I'm going to clear all our conversations, all the numbers and everything, and then I'm going to log out of Instagram. But if I'm going to log out of Instagram, I'll change my password first.
This is another one I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. I don't want to go through this now. I just want to talk about you, Blessing CEO, today. Like Blessing CEO has said that, the family of Bimbo, that they are owing Bimbo money and they wanted Bimbo to die. That it's not as if because they killed that it was not this guy that killed the wife, that the family wanted her dead and they want to inherit the family house. Do you understand? Now, to you, Blessing, people have said it that because this guy, IK, is an able guy, and unfortunately, the late lady is a Yoruba girl, that's why you're holding brief for him. I don't want us to look at it that way, and I pray it is not so. But I am just looking at it in another dimension, which is just being human for once. No matter what, I've said it severally. Nobody prays to go into a relationship for that relationship to break. Nobody, no woman will stand up from our family home and say, no, I'm going to a toxic relationship. Yeah? But when it happens, nobody can bring you out except you want to come out. Blessing is blaming the late lady that she stayed there. She had the opportunity to go. But if you're truly a therapist, you know how tough it can be for somebody to leave any relationship like that. Yeah? They are correcting you now, Blessing. But I tell you something. You have the opportunity to speak today. Don't forget, the table might turn tomorrow. People are telling you to leave this matter and let the dead rest. You're not thinking about the children. They have brought a lot of things out. She was saying Bimbo was on injection too. You know what I mean? She's saying Bimbo and her husband were doing it together, injecting themselves. One terrible gioloro sira won lára. She showed us pictures, videos of Bimbo with bandages on her hand, that she was lying that those bandages were as a result of domestic violence, but because it was as a result of injecting herself. But we've heard a lot of things about this. There's been rumor of them being linked to doing that business together, that the wife knew about that business. You know that business I'm talking about, the powder, that they were doing it together. And that is why, they are always fighting. That when two of them are high, that's when they start throwing bottles at each other. A lot of things are coming out. But one thing I want us to know is that if you allow yourself to die, to go down in an abusive relationship, this is how they're going to drag you. Believe me. You're going to get more than this. Remember, nobody cares about you. Your destiny is in your hands. No friend. This is a friend that you called, that Bimbo calls a friend. She was the one that came out to say a lot of things about Bimbo. Yeah? Nobody cares about you. He goes to tell you that it is when you are alive that you have friends. These are people on social media that will heal you. This same person that calls herself a therapist has come out to condemn you, saying you had the opportunity to live, but you did not live. Saying you were into injection too. saying that you have always been toxic all your life, saying that you were the abuser. They're turning the table around, saying Bimbo was actually the abuser in that relationship. We have seen the video where Bimbo recorded her husband injecting himself, and he was just on the bed like this, and she was saying, now the people will not know that you are the one doing this to yourself. Look at, you have used this thing, you look at this, look at that, look at that. And then you come out and say, I abused you. Look at you. It goes to show, you understand, how terrible people can be. If you stay in a relationship because of children, because of what the society will say, because of church, because of anything, this is what they're going to say. This is how they're going to drag you. People like Blessing will drag you. Your shadow will drag you. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Now the children are left behind. If it is true that the family really wanted to take their money, take the property from them or whatever, will it be to the interest of the children? Or if it is true that Bimbo's sister, Mama Jazz, was not in good relationship with Bimbo, and she was owing her money and refusing to pay her back her money, is it the same sister that will take care of those children? Think about it, my people. If you are, peradventure, going through any violence, I've said it can be emotional. That is the worst of it. Believe me, it is the worst of it. Because you are dying gradually. I talked about emotional abuse. I'm doing it bit by bit. It's on my TikTok. I'll upload it. How to spot it and how to go about it. It's very difficult to go out of it. When you are being abused emotionally, when you're being abused psychologically, when you're being abused physically, because your abuser has the power and control. He knows how to manipulate you. He knows how to deal with it. He knows how to paint it out there for others to believe that you are the real one at fault. And he knows how to make you feel that you are at fault. Now, my people, let's use our brain. Where do you go from here? Do you want to go out intact, or do you want to be carried in a body bag? I'll see you tomorrow and we'll continue on this. Thank you very much. I wish Bimbo's family all the best in this, because they are being really, really dragged. I can't imagine a relationship therapist saying all what Blessing CEO is saying. And all others, all are cohorts, not thinking of the fact that that girl must have gone through a lot. Mental breakdown, serious one. We'll talk more on what it takes to be in a toxic relationship. How it breaks you down totally. How you lose everything, your dignity, everything about you goes with it. And how that can cause depression. So obviously, she's gone through it. If it is not the rituals that people are speculating, of course, when you're going gaga, it is that man that has made you gaga. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely night. Thank you. Anywhere you see this video, please help us to share and share it. You might be saving a life. Walk out intact. Do not die in an abusive relationship. It doesn't worth it at all. Good night.